Welcome back. It's time for the next all-new trick questions right here at Bob's Magic Emporium. This is the show where we talk about your favorite magic tricks. Today we are taking a look at the sucker die box. This trick right here, classic of magic, great trick, one of my favorites. That's a trick where you put a die in the box. The audience can sometimes see, and also they can hear the die moving around the box. You say that it's vanished, but the kids catch on that, oh, it's just on the other side. And then at the end of the trick, you open up all the doors and show the die really has vanished, or the die has vanished and reappeared somewhere else. The first question comes from Philip E. and he says, when can the die be examined at any point in the trick? The only time the die can be examined is at the end. But I really don't think that it needs to be examined because you'll find out another question. You only really need to use this in one certain venue, and they don't really need to be examined anyways, because it's well, I'll talk about that in a moment, but just at the end of the trick is the only time you can examine the die, which is unfortunate. I wish you could examine it at the beginning. There could be a way to examine it at the beginning, but it will require a little more steps, and it would just be more awkward in my opinion. But I think just have the die examined at the end would be something that I've never had anybody ask me to examine the die anyways, so I don't think it really matters. But if you're that worried about it, it's at the end of the trick is the only point. Wayne Carter has the next question. I received a Shenanigans sucker die box this past Christmas. I like it because the audience can catch a glimpse of the die on the other side of the box when you open the door on the empty side. It really drives the kids crazy. My question this week is, how long do you milk it before you open both doors? First of all, I don't know what version of die box this is. This might be a Shenanigan because you can open it and show that little glimpse of the die on the other side. You can do that. I don't like using that option. I only use that at the beginning of the trick. I show the dies really in the box and then I close it up and never do that that opening of the door again to show the die is in there. But how long do you milk it before you open both doors? It's really preference. There are a lot of sucker die box jokes that you can use. One of my favorite jokes that I love to throw in there is the kids will say, open all the doors, or open both doors. So I turn the box around so the front of the box is facing me and I open up all the doors. And the kids get a laugh, the parents get a laugh too, the audience gets a laugh, and then you turn it around and they're like, no, I want to see them open at the front. Normally, I'll just judge it by the audience. If the kids catch on right away and they're like, oh, you're just moving it over, I'll do one swoosh over, and normally a second swoosh. I'll do my joke where I open the doors with the front of the box facing me, and then I'll turn it back around and show it really has vanished. That's something that I will do. But most of the time, it's normally two swooshes, that joke, and then I open the doors and show it's vanished. So about 4 jokes overall is what you would say. My also other favorite joke, and you can use this pattern, so I'm going to give this out, that I saw another magician do when I saw a performance of this sucker die box online. The magician said, most magicians put the die in a hat. I don't like doing that, and then you pull the die back out and go into the routine. Then at the end of the trick, you can bring it full circle and say, and when the die vanishes, you can say, oh, most magicians use the hat, but I don't. And then you pull the die back out of the hat. And it really brings it full circle, and also makes the kids go, what? When you do it, because they don't understand how it gets back in the hat. And Tyler Lunsford Magic has the final question. Where would this work best? We've been talking about it the whole show. Kids magic, kids birthday parties, family shows where you'd have like kids and adults. If you're on stage, those are the 2 places this would play really well. Probably, I don't know if you could do it on street. I wouldn't do it on the street, but you probably could. But it works well in a kid's show. Overall, it's a really fun trick to perform. It's a lot of fun. It's a classic of magic. Most kids magicians actually have the trick, so, it's like a staple of kids magic. And the kids love it too when you do it. I do it in all my kids' birthday party shows. It's a lot of fun to do. And then it really does floor them when the die goes back into a hat. That's usually on the other side of the stage, and then I pull the die out, and they're like, "What?" And it really floors them. And it gets a lot of laughs too in the trick when everybody catches on that. Oh, it's just sliding in the box. All right, so that's going to do it for this week's trick questions. Remember, this show is based on your questions. So what I want you to do is go back on my channel and type in the next trick, watch the demo, then come back and post your questions down below for my favorite cups and ball routine, Rub-a-Dub-Dub, made famous by Bill Malone on his Here I Go Again DVD. So go check that out on my channel, or you can watch the Bill Malone performance up here on YouTube, and then come back and post your questions down below for Rub-a-Dub-Dub, and I'll answer them next week. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next Thursday for another all-new Trick Questions. If you'd like to see more awesome content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. New videos are posted every day of the week. Also, check out my website and register so you can post in the forums. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like me on Facebook, add me to your Google Plus circles, and check out my merchandise store to pick up some awesome swag. 444RR, game shows, magic, and more.